Hey guys, hope you're doing very well. In today's video, I'm going to do a popular spin. No, wait, what? I'm going to do my own spin on a popular video that is done by quite a few YouTubers. It's normally like a beauty guru thing or a lifestyle kind of video tag. And that is like when someone turns a significant age, like, you know, 18, 21, 30. It pains me to say it still. But they'll do a video called 30 Things I've Learned in 30 Years. Well, my life is, you know, I'm still trying to figure it out. I haven't really learnt much. So I thought I'd make it into my kind of content, which is tattoo related. And I thought I would do a video that is called 30 Tattoo Things I've Learned in 30 Years. And this may help some of you guys. I mean, most of the stuff I'm going to say here, I've mentioned in videos all over the place. But if I like compile it all into like a little video for you guys, this is probably not going to be a little video because you know me, I cannot shut the fuck up. But if I compile it all into a little video, this might be like a little fact sheet for you guys. Okay, so number one is researching the tattoo artist's work via Instagram, which in my opinion is a huge thing you should probably be doing nowadays. I know there's a few of you guys that are kind of old school and you'll just go to a tattoo studio that's close by and just be like, fuck it, I'll have that, which is fair enough. Everyone, you know, has different tastes, different styles. But for me personally, I love to look through tattoo artists' Instagrams, which I would call them like their little portfolios, like online portfolios, and seeing what they have done before and, you know, just getting inspiration from them, seeing what they're best at. Say I come across an artist that I really like and I look through their work and I'm like, okay, so maybe their animal portraits aren't the best, but their like human face portraits are the best. Oh my god, I definitely need to get one from them. That's me sold. And it's good to just look through what they've done, and also if you scroll really back, if you want to be really stalkery, you can see how their work has progressed over the years. I love doing that. I'm like, oh my god, you have come so far, I'm so proud of you. And I've like never met them before, but it's good to do that. And if you're really into tattoos and stuff, it's just a fun hobby to do. Maybe I should get out more. Number two is looking at healed work from the artist. Now, not every tattoo artist will post healed work, which is fair enough, but I just feel a little bit more comfortable and confident going to a tattoo artist that is confident and comfortable posting their healed work, because we all know a fresh tattoo does not really look the same as a healed tattoo, just because when a fresh tattoo is done, obviously it's all vibrant, saturated, the ink is proper in there. But after like a month healed, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, a year, the tattoo does kind of dull down a little bit. Not much, but it's not as popping as a fresh one. And if an artist is comfortable showing people that and how their work heals, I have mad respect for them. So if you can find an artist that does post healed stuff, sometimes it won't be in their like portfolio bits or what they post, but now Instagram has those like little highlights at the bottom and these little story things. A lot of artists have started putting healed work into there, which I love so much. Like, I love that kind of commitment. So check out that as well, and it will give you a good idea of how their stuff heals, because if you're new to tattooing, you may not know that a fresh tattoo doesn't always look fresh. It changes over the years. Number three is being descriptive as possible when sending a tattoo artist email. There is no such thing as too much information or oversharing. Obviously, don't tell them your life story, that's not needed. But if you're, you know, looking to get something that's kind of complicated or complex, it's best to just put as much information into an email as possible. Just like give them everything you can. Try and describe what is going on in your brain and what you can see in your brain as best as possible. Obviously, reference photos is good. I'll get onto that in a little while. You need to put in the location on your body that you want it in. It's also good if you send them a picture of the location of your body that you want it in, unless it's like a dirty place like a vagina or a penis or whatever. Like, give them warning, say, hey, I can send you a picture if you like. Don't just hit them with a dick pic, because no. But if it's a leg, a thigh, an elbow, whatever, send them a picture. And also if you have previous tattoos, so like I have a traditional sleeve right here, I have a gap in my elbow ditch right here, which I'm really dreading filling because that hurts like hell. But if I was to get someone to fill this out for me, I would definitely send them a picture of how my arm looks now, so they know what they have to work around and what other tattoos I have in that place. That also helps them a lot, because you don't want to go to a tattoo appointment and be like, oh yeah, by the way, I have all these tattoos and you have to work around them. Don't be that person. Okay, I don't know if this is helpful or not, but it might be. But number 4 is always use inches when it comes to saying how big you want a tattoo. Don't say small, medium, large, because your idea of small may be a totally different idea of small to your tattoo artist. So just use inches. Find the location of the body that you want the tattoo on, and then like get a measuring tape or a ruler and figure out how big you want it in inches. I think like inches is like more of a universal measuring style, I think. I don't know, it might be different in other countries, but I would say in England you're good to go with an inch or 2 or 3, maybe 6. But yeah, it's always good to say, hey, I want a clown portrait and I want it to be 6 inches long. If you want to do wide as well, that will obviously help. So 6 inches by 3, would that work? I don't know. It's a bit of a weird shaped clown. But go with that and it will help them so much. And especially when they're drawing it up and stuff, they can, you know, mark out how big it should be. And then when they're placing it on your body, they don't really have to faff around with the sizes and shrink it and print it and all of that fun stuff. Okay, number 5 is probably like just a common knowledge thing, and this is probably useless, but throwing it out there. But I would say have respect for your tattoo artist, listen to them as well. So if you're saying I want this, this, this and this, and they're saying no, it's not going to work out, it's not going to look good, or it's just too busy, or there's no way of doing this, respect them and listen to them, because they are the professional. They're not talking out of their arse. They want you to have the best possible tattoo of all time. So if they're saying this ain't gonna work out, or we should add this to make it look better, or we should change this to make it look better. I know a few people out there were like, well no, I'm paying them to do this, so I want what I want, I don't care what they say. But you could, I don't know, in my world, in my own little personal bubble, I will always take what a tattoo artist is saying. If they say something's not gonna work, fine, that's perfectly fine. Thank you very much for letting me know. Thank you for not just taking my money. Thank you for caring about me. You know, like, just let them have their professional opinion. And obviously, you know, there is compromise. You know, don't just take anything. There is compromise, obviously, but have that respect to listen to your tattoo artist if they say they can't do something. Never, ever, ever, ever shop around for the cheapest tattoo. Do not do that. This ain't eBay, right? This is a permanent piece of artwork on your skin. Don't shop around for the cheapest price. Just don't do it. Respect your skin. Find a tattoo artist you really love, and if it is expensive, save up for it, alright? Don't go shopping around, because you'll probably end up with a crapper result. Ain't worth it. You'll end up getting cover-ups, and trust me, that is a road you don't want to go down. Number 7 is a old saying, or a kind of new saying. It's a saying in the tattoo industry, alright? Let me just say that. But there's a saying which is, good tattoos aren't cheap and cheap tattoos aren't good. And I pretty much used to live by that pretty solid. I was like, oh fuck, ever paying like 20 quid for a tattoo, like it will end up looking like shit. But that's not always the case, and that's something I've learned over the past few years of doing YouTube videos and seeing where you guys get tattooed and seeing the decent work you get, and you're not paying like what I would call London prices. And that's kind of like a thing here in the UK, where you go to a tattoo artist that charges quite a lot because they're in London. Which is fair enough. I'm not saying that's a problem, because, you know, with London, everything is so much more expensive. Oh my god. So it's understandable. But I'll use Jasmine as a example. She got a Lion King tattoo, like a Simba tattoo, which was up in Manchester, and she paid like 50 quid for it. And the quality is amazing. Like, if you got that kind of quality tattoo down in London, oh, you'll be paying like 200 quid, right? So just because that was cheaper doesn't mean the quality was that bad. But again, it's just, do your research, that's all I'm saying. So yeah, if a tattoo is like suspiciously cheap, look at the artist's work, and if it's still decent, fine. But don't feel like you have to spend thousands and thousands of pounds just to get a decent, you know, piece of work. If you're kind of like me and you want to get tattooed by kind of well-known tattoo artists because like you're a tattoo collector or whatever, that's understandable too. Yes, they charge more. Could you get the same kind of quality for cheaper? Maybe, but it's all about like what you want on your body and stuff like that. Am I making sense? Probably not. Number 8 is something that I pretty much say in every video, which is make sure you eat a decent meal beforehand, because you want to keep your blood sugar levels up. You don't want to be passing out. So just eat as much as you possibly can. I know if you're like nervous or scared or whatever, it's kind of hard to eat. But if you can, just eat the biggest meal you possibly can, and it will honestly help you so much. There is nothing worse. I've done this a few times. Do as I say, not as I do. But I have been tattooed hungry a few times, and it's just not worth it. You may as well just eat, because like you just sit there and you're miserable because you're hungry and you're also in pain. Like, just don't put yourself through it. Number 9 is something that I always mention as well, and that is make sure you bring a sugary drink with you if you can. Obviously, I know a few of you guys cannot have high contents of sugar and stuff, but if you can, just bring something with you that is sugary. So like a bottle of Coke, Lucozade, Fanta, energy drink, like whatever helps you get by when it comes to like sugar and energy and stuff. Make sure you bring 1 or 2 bottles of that with you. Also bring snacks as well if you want to. I always say, like, be polite about your snacks. Don't bring anything overly smelly. Like, you don't want to be bringing in like a jar of like pickled onions and start crunching on them, obviously, but like a bag of crisps or something, or a chocolate bar, packet of sweets, whatever. It just helps you get through it, and it also distracts you from the pain, and it makes time go fast if you're just munching on something, you know. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. Number 10 is take breaks if you need to. Don't feel like you're a wimp or you're a chicken or whatever for taking breaks. Like, if you just need 5 minutes just to compose yourself and just, you know, have 5 minutes away from the pain, that's totally fine. Your tattoo artist will completely understand. Just say to them, hey, at your next natural stopping point, can we have a break? Because you don't want them to finish like a mid-line or anything like that. Like, let them finish what they're doing. Also, if you need to go to the toilet as well, again, just give them a heads up and say, hey, is it alright if I go to the toilet soon? Just whenever is good for you. Obviously, you know, don't leave that to the last minute and say, oh fuck, I'm going to piss myself right now. You have to stop. Make sure you're an adult about that and say, hey, you know, soon I might have to go for a pee. Number 11 is one I'm just going to throw out there. We're not going to talk about it because I've done so many videos on this, and that is, do not copy someone else's tattoo. You have absolutely no reason to. There is no need to. That's the end of that. We're not talking about it anymore. All right? Just don't do it. We're done. Number 12 is on the same path as that, and that is do not take someone else's artwork and get it tattooed on you. Unless you have permission from that artist, then it's all good. But for the most part, just don't go on Pinterest and say, oh, that's a really nice portrait. I'll take that and have that tattooed on me. You don't have permission to do that. I won't talk about it anymore. I've talked about it before. End of. Next one. Number 13 is on the same path as well, but that is you can use Pinterest and Instagram and any other form of social media websites as tools of inspiration for tattoos. So if you see a tattoo you really like on Pinterest or Instagram, take a screenshot or save it or whatever and say to your tattoo artist, I really like this, but can we make it something unique to me? Can we just use it as inspiration? That is totally okay to do, because it will be changed and it won't look the same as the original piece. That's fine. It's just when it's line for line, tracing, copying, ugh, just don't do it, it's disgusting. Number 14 is obviously not doable for everybody, and I completely understand that, so, you know, just ignore this if this doesn't apply to you. But if you're thinking about traveling to a tattoo artist that is far away, say, in another country, the other side of the country, in another continent, on another planet, and you can do it, or you can save to do it, and you have the means to do it, do it. It is so freaking worth it, I promise you. It's so worth going to a tattoo artist that you admire, and you're just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna have a little holiday, and I'm gonna have a cheeky tattoo. Like, there's nothing better. It just makes everything great. You know, like, I highly recommend it, and I honestly want to do it more within my life. Hopefully I'll be able to do it sometime this year, maybe a couple of times, who knows what my year's gonna be like, I don't know. Number 15 is on that path also, and that is tattoo conventions. If you have any means of getting to a tattoo convention or going to a tattoo convention, again, once in your life, I highly recommend it, especially if you're totally into tattoos or just a little bit. It's so nice to be surrounded by other people that are in the tattoo world, that love tattoos, that can talk about tattoos, that won't judge you for having tattoos. It's honestly so fun, and you discover so many tattoo artists, and you can buy so much art, so much merch. You don't have to get tattooed at a tattoo convention. I've been asked that a few times in my YouTube video making life of like, oh, I'm going to a tattoo convention, do I have to get tattooed? Absolutely not. There's no pressure. You don't like walk up to the door and the person's
like, are you getting tattooed today? You're not? Oh shit, well, you can fuck off then.
It's not like that. You know, there's people that are just wandering around, just looking at art and stuff. It's honestly amazing. It's such a vibe. Number 16 is something I don't think I've spoke about before, and that is if you take a picture of your brand new tattoo and you upload it to Instagram, make sure you tag the artist in it. Just like do that tattoo artist a solid. If you really love the tattoo and you're so happy and pleased with it, give them a shout out, because you could help them get more business. And in this economy, you know, like tattoos are pretty much a luxury for most people. Not everyone gets them all the time, not everyone can afford to get them all the time. So, you know, sometimes tattoo artists do struggle to get clients. So if you can recommend people to a tattoo artist, oh my god, they'll thank you forever. I've definitely had a few thank yous here and there where some of you guys have gone to tattoo artists and then you've mentioned me, and then I'll get a DM from a tattoo artist and say, oh my god, thank you so much for like talking about me in your video. I've had a few clients come to me because of you. You've really helped me out and stuff, which is so sweet. And honestly, like, we're all like a little close-knit group of people anyway. Like, we're all just like little weirdos in the darkness, just wanting to be stabbed by ink and needles. And you know, it's nice when we all come together and just help each other out and recommend and shout people out and praise people for their awesome work. Number 17 is maybe something a lot of you guys know, but maybe not, who knows, and that is aftercare of your tattoo is super important. You don't realize how important it is until you like don't look after a tattoo very well. But yeah, the first sort of, I'm gonna say like month of having a tattoo is vital to how your tattoo will look when it's healed. If you don't look after it properly, it's gonna heal badly and there'll be chunks missing out of it. You'll need touch-ups and stuff like that. Like, looking after your tattoo is so vital, and it's the best thing you can do for your tattoo and for your tattoo artist. You owe your tattoo artist that, you know, just to look after it, because they put in all that work. And if you don't look after it properly and then you're walking around with a tattoo by them and it doesn't look good because you can't look after it, it doesn't look good on them as well. Number 18 is also on that same path, and that is tattoo aftercare can be a bit of trial and error. It can take a little while for you to figure out what kind of tattoo aftercare system you prefer. So there's like the traditional, you know, ointment and putting like a cream on it 2 to 3 times a day. There's like Sanaderm, TG Derm, Dermalize, which is like a tattoo plaster cling film thing that you leave on for like a week. And then there's like the wet, is it the wet method? Dry method? Dry healing? There's that as well. Yeah, you've got to try a few things out to find your favourite. I think I've definitely nailed my favourite now, which, if you care, I really do like Dermalize, TG Derm, Sanaderm. It's just so easy. Like, I've healed so many tattoos, and just sticking it on a big plaster and leaving it for a week, oh my god, it's my idea of heaven. Like, I don't have to do anything with it apart from take it off when I need to. And then I'll go on to use Hustle Butter. I love Hustle Butter so much. It's definitely, yeah, it's definitely my favourite healing ointment, cream, balm. And I like tattoo goo as well, but I have got a big thing of Hustle Butter now, so I'll be using that for a while. Number 19 is also on that same tattoo aftercare path, and that is do not over babysit your tattoo. Don't put loads of cream on it, don't smother it. Put stuff on it like once, twice, 3 times a day, whatever you think it needs, but don't just sit there all day just covering it in stuff. It needs to breathe. Okay, so number 20 is all about that dreaded blood rush thing that I talk about in some of my videos. Some of you guys don't get it, which is, oh, I'm so jealous, but if you don't know what it is, I'm gonna let you guys know just in case. But what blood rush is when you get a tattoo on like a lower arm or a lower leg, and you kind of stay in the same position for a while. So say you like go to sleep and then you wake up and you've got a new tattoo on your calf or something, and then you stand up and all of a sudden you can feel like all the blood that was in the top of your thighs just fucking rush down, and it is agonizing. It hurts so bad. But if you ever have that feeling, don't worry, your tattoo isn't like infected or anything like that. It's totally normal. The worst one is definitely in your hands. So if you get your hands tattooed and you suffer with blood rush, all I can say is good fucking luck. It is horrible. It literally feels like someone has smashed your hand with a mallet that weighs like 500 pounds. And to be honest, you're better off just like leaving your hand level for like a week until it goes away, because like flapping your hand up and down, just don't bother, don't do it. And number 21 is the same for itchy stage. I think most people get an itchy stage where a tattoo is healing, so a tattoo will stay kind of like an open wound for about 2-3 days, and then it starts to scab up, and I would say from day like 4 or 5 it starts to get flakier and flakier. Then you're just like creating gothic snow wherever you go. Like, you're leaving skin flakes everywhere. It's disgusting. But that can mean you can get extremely itchy. It's not a fun time. It's not a fun time. It's all you can fucking think about, and you can't itch it, because if you start itching and scratching it, you may take a scab off far too early and the ink will come with it, and then that will lead to your tattoo being patchy and scarred, and then you have to get a touch up. So it's best to just leave it the hell alone. And then number 22 is talking about scabbing, which is again completely normal. There are a few people I've talked to that don't actually scab up, which is a bit weird in my opinion. I feel like, how? Like, how does it heal if it doesn't scab up? Like, is it continuously an open wound, or are you just like a lizard where you just like grow skin back really quickly? Like, I don't get it. But if your tattoo does scab up, it is completely normal. Some people do scab up a lot more than others. Some people, like me, this is how my body heals. Some places on my body, it will scab up just like a little bit, like it still scabs up, but it's not major. And then in other places, normally like a thin skinned area, so hand, wrist, ankle, I will get the fattest scabs. It's disgusting. They're thick and it's not pretty. It's like literally having cornflakes stuck to your skin. Not nice, but if you have that, again, it's completely normal. Most people freak out by thick scabs. For the most part, it is a normal thing, but if it starts to be very painful or just unbearably itchy, like I was saying, itchiness is normal, but unbearably itchy, if it starts to like pus or ooze, that's when it's infected. So go to the doctor, get antibiotics and stuff like that, and talk to your tattoo artist and see what they say. Number 23 is that tattoos do not have to have a meaning. This misconception can honestly fuck off now. I'm bored of it. So bored of people saying, oh, tattoos have to mean something. What do your tattoos mean? What significance in your life does this tattoo mean? Like, why do you have roses on your hand? Is your name Rose? Like, no, I just like roses. You know, I have an alien tattoo because I just like aliens, you know? Like, if you want a burrito tattooed on you because you like burritos, fucking do it, right? You don't have to have a long, meaningful paragraph or essay about a tattoo. Okay, number 24 is, just because a tattoo artist has hundreds of thousands of followers does not mean they're a good tattoo artist or they're a decent human being. I've learned this from hearing stories from you guys about people that you've been tattooed by, and they have like loads of followers, they have like a cult following, and they're like notoriously known for being a good tattoo artist, but they end up being the shittiest of people. Like, they just have a huge ego, or they're sleazy, or they're like perverted, or they're just nasty. You know, like, obviously try and do research on every tattoo artist you go to, but you know, like, I'm sure you know who I'm on about. Like, famous not all, let me stress this so fucking hard, but you know, like the really famous tattoo artist that's charged like £5,000 for like a tattoo that literally looks like the size of a tiny little fly. Don't feel like you have to go to them to get a decent tattoo, because like I was saying, you can get the same quality kind of work from other tattoo artists that won't charge you the price of a small car for something that will last 2 years. Number 25 is support female tattoo artists. I know this sounds a bit random, and yes, we should still support male tattoo artists. I'm not saying we shouldn't. Let me put that out there. But female tattoo artists do have it quite hard. Yes, the industry has changed a lot since, well, it's changed a lot in the last 10 years, 15 years. There's still female tattoo artists out there that still struggle to be taken seriously. So if you find a female tattoo artist and you love them and you love their work, just support them, share their work, get tattooed by them, post about them on social media. Because, you know, they may have gone through hell to be where they are today, or they may have had a good time, but still, just support female tattoo artists, okay? Like, number 26 is, there are plenty of people out there that do not like tattoos, and they will judge you, but do not listen to them. Do not take what they say to heart, because, I mean, I have a few times in my life and thought, oh fuck, maybe I am too tattooed. Nobody's ever gonna love me. People hate me because of the way I look. And just try, I know it's easier said than done, trust me, because I have been there, but if just a random person that doesn't have anything to do with you says something negative about your tattoos, just tell them to fuck off. Just be like, you don't go up to random people and say, oh my god, I really do not like your hairstyle. Why would you do that to yourself? So I don't get why people have the right to come up to tattooed people and say, oh my god, why would you do that to yourself? It's just so rude, so try and not take that to heart. Again, I know it's easier said than done, but when people are horrible about tattoos, it's a reflection of them, not you. It's them being judgmental and them just not understanding something. You know, what's bizarre to me, I've come across this a few times. I'm making this video so unnecessarily long, I'm so sorry. But like, I've come across people that have tattoos lately, and then they're like, oh no, people with lots of tattoos, it's wrong. But then they have tattoos themselves. Are we okay? Is everything alright at home? Okay, number 27. I don't know why I didn't put this after the itchy thing that I was talking about, but this may help you if you suffer from the itchiness, and that is to slap your tattoo. Yes, you look like a fucking weirdo. Yes, it's not normal to just slap yourself, but it really does help with the itchiness. I don't know why. I think it's just the sting. Like when you slap yourself, you get that sting afterwards. I think that just relieves the itchiness. Number 28 is don't get tattoo touch-ups if you don't want to. You're probably like, Lauren, what the fuck? But honestly, if you don't feel like getting a touch-up, then don't. Like, I know most tattoo artists do say, hey, I'll give you a free touch-up, but if you're really not in the mood for it or you don't want to, don't. There's no like laws or rules where you have to. Like, if you want a touch-up, fair enough. But if you're kind of like me, where you kind of like that lived-in rugged look with tattoos, don't feel like you have to have the touch-up, yeah? Just because it's there, don't mean you have to take it. It's like when you're at a buffet, right? Yes, you've had 6 cheesecake slices, but does it mean you should take more? Yes, it does actually. It really does. Bad example, Lauren. You get what I'm saying. Number 29 is get a good night's sleep before you get tattooed. Again, this might be just a common knowledge thing, but as someone that gets super excited before getting tattooed, sleeping beforehand, it's so hard for me. I just can't stop thinking about how awesome my new tattoo is going to be the next day and the whole process, and just being in a studio, I just get so excited. So sleep really doesn't happen that often. Well, I do sleep, but it's normally for like 2 or 3 hours. But if you can get a decent night's sleep, trust me, it will help you with your pain tolerance so freaking much. And number 30 is have fun with it. Just have fun with the whole process, with booking a tattoo, researching tattoo artists, going to the studio, talking to the tattoo artist. Just embrace every second of it. I know that's so silly to say, but sometimes I forget about, you know, embracing the experience, and I kind of just want to go in and out, and I just want to get it done because I'm kind of over the whole pain thing now that I've been getting tattooed for so many years. But I need to sometimes like just step back and think to myself, yo, like this is a memorable moment. Stop trying to rush it, like just enjoy it and embrace it. So that's just like a little reminder to you guys. I would love to know a few things that you guys have learned in your however many years you've been on this planet when it comes to getting tattooed. And yeah, I think that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble, and until my next video, bye.